Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Feminine Force. And we're absolutely thrilled to have your company here with us again. And Lisa, how are you? Amazing to have you in my company again.
Sensational. Yeah, great to be here again. I always look forward to our chats.
Yeah, amazing. And today we're wanting to speak about surrender and the surrender state, because as these conversations and contemplations always evolve from our own life, Lisa's kind of gone through, I suppose both of us are going through the same thing in different levels, I guess, but of, you know, we're surrendering and learning on a deeper level, what does that word mean? Because I suppose we all learn like surrender, we wonder what that has different connotations. But when we get to a stage in our lives where we can use that as a tool, and I thought that was beautifully written the way you expressed that, Lisa, as using it as a tool for life, for living. And how do we actually use surrender in our daily life to empower ourselves, I guess, and to make ourselves stronger and to live from that a truer state of who we've been designed to be. And I just love you to share, Lisa, about you wrote a beautiful post a couple of days ago. I don't know if anybody, whoever's on your page or it's also in on your email I just got this morning, about, and it was so beautifully described, and you're so in touch with your emotions. It's fabulous how it comes out in your writing as well, that you can really bring people through your own process. So I'd love you to kind of expand on that a little bit, and just talk to people about that experience and how that really has changed the way you see life, and how you maybe understand that as something that's a tool that you can use going forward, I suppose, the state of surrender.
It's definitely a concept that has expanded and deepened in my experience. I think the last maybe year and a half to 2 years, I've been practicing, those moments that we all get to sometimes where we can't see a solution. And often you're just there going, I've got absolutely no idea what to do about this. I've got no idea how I can shift this feeling or how I can progress through this block that I feel within me. And my practice has been just surrendering, like actually practicing, just keep surrendering, just keep surrendering, just keep surrendering. And that is a solution. Like that is one practical way that we can deal with stuff that is just too overwhelming or like we can't see a solution for. And it's one way that we can hand it over and open ourselves up to feel being supported and allowing other things to come in. Because often when we're holding on and we're like this, there's no room for anything else to come in. It's like we almost are blocking solutions. Whereas as soon as I surrender, I've opened up, I've relaxed, I've let go of what I'm feeling. And so all that emotion just can let go for a minute, and then I open the door so that I can see new solutions. So that's sort of been like what I've been sort of going through the last couple of years, is just that practice. But I've just noticed, I just had that awareness in the last couple of days. It was almost like this, it was more of a visceral state of surrender, this real understanding that, the more I feel my connection to everything, and how I'm here thinking it's all about me, and that's, like I should be trying to fix this and do this better or progress or whatever. And it's like, actually, no, I am part of this incredibly complex whole. And really, the best thing I can do is completely trust and surrender and know. And I didn't mention this in my writing, but I also had, in a meditation, I was just shown how it was almost like I was shown the strategy room for my own life. It's like I got taken in there. It's like it's all sorted, because everything is connected. This has all been orchestrated. That person is ready to come in, then that person is ready to come in, and that has to happen for life to unfold, to get you where you need to be as a part of the whole. So it's already organized. Like there's no way you could do that in your little being. So just
Yeah.
let go, you know?
Yeah.
And like, I had this like total realization, like that. And this level of surrender really hit me. And I think I was talking to you at the same time about it. And it was just like this feeling in the pit of my stomach, which just became really big and really open, and just like this feeling of absolute, just complete allowing and letting go. And even now, like just being able to feel into it. So when I'm thinking I should be, and then I'm like, no, actually, and I come back to that feeling in my body. So it's gone from beyond this concept of me going, okay, I'm just going to surrender, I'm just going to hand it all over. It's now
Mm-hmm.
moved into a much deeper life experience of knowing that
Mm.
it really, there's a much greater force at work than me, and that greater force, nature, the life force, whatever you want to call it, actually has, a complete understanding of the orchestration of all the parts of the whole. And I'm such a small, little,
Mm.
tiny, minuscule piece of that, but I'm also incredibly important.
Yes.
And I just need to let go and just allow, and I can
Mm.
feel it in my body. It's like this beautiful feel. And you know what it does? Like the reason this is so important for our life, I believe, is because when I start to get concerned, it's like when I remember to surrender, it's like, oh, actually, I don't have to be concerned. It's like I can just let go completely.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that is like, wow, like what a great way to live life.
Yeah. It's you're so amazing at explaining that, Lisa. Well done. Like that's the fabulous expression of that process. And I think it's an amazing feeling, like you're nearly transmitting it there. That, like I talked about in our last talk on Wednesday, that about the Swiss watch, and like the holding mechanism of all the cogs, is like that understanding of that overarching kind of the parent, it's like the parent principle nearly of the whole is holding you in place, that you're feeling held in the position where you are, as in you're valued, and also what you do, and it's like your doing and your being is valued. So being just exactly where you are in the whole mechanism of the Swiss watch is so important, because without that one little cog, the whole thing wouldn't work.
Mm-hmm.
So even though you're tiny, you're so unbelievably priceless and like a jewel. Like, actually, I'm just thinking of a little watch that I got from my grandmother years ago, and they used to have it was tiny little beautiful watch, and the mechanism was so small, and they had jewels in the mechanism. They had like 14 jewels, it said, and I think within the mechanism they had these jewels that was in amongst all the working of it. So they were kind of placed into it. So like you're like that little jewel within the cog, within the tiny watch, within the whole mechanism of life, that's just so precious and so valued and so loved, because it was created to be in that, it was created to be in the whole design of life.
Yep.
So it's so valuable, and it's so what it does and what its being is equally as important, because sometimes we kind of try and race ahead of wanting to be better than or more than, and trying to find value or add value to ourselves. But we deepen the value of who we are, and when we deepen our sense of our own being, so we become into our own being in a fullest sense of ourselves, a feeling of valuing ourselves is increasing the value of our being as such. So then we're able to do more. We can do more from that state. Yeah.
That is just like, wow. I love that. Rather than racing ahead, it's like adding to our value, we're deepening our value instead. And also, I just want to pull this out, and I want to say it again, because it's like the value is in who we're being, like, and that was such a great metaphor in the watch, like the jewel in the watch. So it has value because of what it's being, but also what it does is it makes this watch work. And I think that is such a great way to look at life, because I know for me anyway, I was always like you're creating, and you're thinking about what you need to do next. And so this is like the shift. The shift is it's not just the action that I put into place. It's who I'm like being, what I'm being right now, and allowing that action to come through me, rather than me to be trying to make it happen and get somewhere all the time. Because how can I possibly know, when I can't see the whole, the best way forward? How can I know it's even been prepared for me, for my way? How can I know that right now, say I want something right now and I really want to make it happen, but how can I know that that perfect thing for me is actually not ready until like a month down the track? But if I sit back and wait, and I allow and act more from that, the feeling of, who I am in my life, then the timing of things can actually happen the way that is best for the whole.
Of course, because what is a Swiss watch is always about timing. If you turn the watch around, the clock. It's divine timing. Divine timing. With all the diamonds around it,
Yeah.
So it's all about divine timing. So if you turn the Swiss watch and the cogs around, you'll see there's a certain time for everything to happen. And that's when it's not ready, it's not ready. It's like, when we're cooking a stew or we're cooking food, the most tender and the most succulent meals are always the ones that take the longest. Just let it stew and let it boil and let it just bubble away tenderly, like, and softens down, like, because when something's been very hard and very rigid for a long time, it takes a while for it to the bubbles to just soften it down, so it has to be patience. So we bring patience into the equation.
Yeah, that's so true. And that's something that I've learned as a bit of a risk taker. I'd often race into things, and it's taken me a while to learn that one. Just stop for a minute. You don't have to rush it right now. You can do a little bit more research. So you're teaching me that, Carolyn, slowing it down, and allowing. It's been amazing experience for me lately, just to really watch my own behaviors when it comes to, wanting something to happen now or needing something, and actually then putting myself in a position where there might be consequences that I'm just like, oh no, I don't want to worry about them because I just want to have this now. So changing that behavior around and going, no, hang on a minute. Right now is the most important time. What am I doing right now? Because that's going to influence everything. So, timing.
So it's like the little the second hands on the watch. Then you're watching each moment, each second that's ticking down on the little seconds part of it, and you're present with each second, because each second has so much value in it. That's the most creative place to be, and it's what you put into each, and what you value. It's not even what you put in, it's how you in your mind mentally value each moment. So that's the gold. The gold is in the value, what value you place on each second. That golden moment, each golden moment of your life is the most creative place to be, so if you value each moment, and those valuations are like your savings, so eventually then you become rich. The more seconds of gold that you can really feel into, that changes your whole being state, and then your doing changes from there.
It's great values. And that's personal value too, right? So the more I value my moments, the more I value myself. And that's definitely been my experience. It's also, that's a practice of trust, because every time I stop and surrender and keep surrendering deeper and allowing this moment to be as it is and to inform me I'm valuing myself more, and I'm trusting myself more. Because once upon a time, I wouldn't have sat in that space. I would have wanted to rush ahead, but now it's no. So, yeah, it's definitely a building skills of personal value and trust of the self. So,
yeah.
wow, juicy
And
topic tonight.
it's like just at the last, well, just to bring it together, like I was thinking that when you were talking about that, it's like a child again, like wanting something, and also being told that you're getting it. So you get told that you're getting it. So then you get all excited because you want to have it now, like a child. But the parent principle is saying, not time, not yet, not yet, not yet. You have to wait a little while until you're ready. You're not old enough yet, or you're not, you'll get it at the weekend, or you'll get it at the time when it's ready. And you don't realize that you need to have that maturity to get to be able to receive,
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly. Oh, that's great. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, that's been a fantastic conversation, Caroline. Thank you so much. And thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. I hope you've been inspired,
Yes.
And we look forward to seeing you on Wednesday night.
Yeah. See you again on Wednesday, everyone. Take care and practice the surrender state.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.